maybe there will be some meme to be found. Because that seems to be my role in this war.
Welcome to Otaku Stroll, presented by Nerds and Beyond, where we'll be talking about all things anime. I'm Katie.
I'm Lindsay.
And today, for our very first guest, we have Adam McArthur, who is probably best known for his role as Yuji Itadori in JUJUTSU KAISEN.
You mean to tell me I'm not best known for the gingerbread man and Krampus?
Maybe.
You might have to go back and fix that.
Yeah, we'll go ahead with that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming off a super light, fun, definitely not traumatizing season of JUJUTSU Kaisen.
So happy.
So it was nothing bad happened at all. How are you feeling about everything, and what are your thoughts on poor Yuji?
Oh man, what a season. What a season. It was I've needed a break, actually. Like, after recording this season, I legitimately felt like, oh, I get why actors need breaks after certain projects. I've never felt like that before. I've been acting since I was 16 years old. And this was the first time that I was like, man, this is heavy stuff. So yeah, it was that the whole season. I mean, everything required this season was just crazy. The highs were high, like they always are in anime. But then I just keep saying, we went from Human Earthworm 4 to Yuji writhing on the ground in pain at watching two of the people closest to him just get obliterated on screen. So yeah, it was a lot.
And it was within like 10 minutes that he lost those two, which is brutal.
It was, yeah. Yeah, the timeline of everything, like season 1 and season 2, like this is all like Yuji's first few months of even being like a jujutsu sorcerer or like going to jujutsu. It's great. The timeline's crazy.
So obviously his journey is about to get a lot harder after Shibuya. No spoilers, but what are you looking forward to most?
I don't know if we'll see it in season 3, but there's this manga panel where Yuji's just like chilling in a robe and he's got a wine glass. Like, that's a legitimate panel for people who don't read the manga. I'm just waiting for that. Like, just get me to that part, you know?
So actually that leads into my question now. When you're taking on an anime role, do you typically like to read ahead in the manga, or do you like to find out what's coming up in the scripts?
Gotcha. The dubbing process for anime is so fast that I feel like I have to do anything I can to give myself an advantage in the booth. So I read ahead. So I like to make sure that I know what's coming, not just for like acting's sake, but also like because the process is so fast, sometimes lines are mistranslated. So I feel like if I go in as prepared as possible, that if something comes up that's like a little wonky in the script, I can be like, yo, that's not what that means. Like, this is what it means.
Yeah.
And what's cool too is like, I'm not the only one in the JJK cast who's doing that. Like KG and Anne, Gojo and Nobara, and truthfully everybody. Xander had a lot to do this season. He voices Toto, and like the whole big like Toto re-entrance and all that stuff. He wanted to make sure he was hitting that stuff. So yeah, for me, I like to read ahead, make sure that I know what the heck is going on. And then, of course, we're recording a couple weeks behind where the sub is coming out. So I also am making sure I'm watching the sub so I can see how the manga was adapted, what the Japanese VAs are doing, and then just sort of like bringing all that in and trying to do it justice.
One of like my biggest kind of curiosities in voice acting, especially in anime, because you don't see this kind of stuff in action, that a lot of anime actors are very young. And so how do you prep to bring characters who are at a much different stage of their life than you are to life like that?
Yeah. I think with a lot of like, that's sort of like my wheelhouse. Most of what I get cast I guess my voice just naturally sounds younger, but most of where I'm getting cast is like 13 to like 20, maybe 20. And I think the earnestness that Yuji has really helps kind of lean into his youthfulness. Like he's just such a sincere, almost naive sometimes character. And I think that is indicative of youth. Just sort of like blindly jumping in, which is what he does. I mean, he definitely has that like golden retriever energy, but keeping that sort of like golden retriever energy vibe, definitely with the sound of my voice, I think kind of lends itself towards sounding younger. And I do see like, you know, when I am looking at comments of like the whole sub versus dub thing, you know, it's always interesting to see when people are like, he sounds so young, and people are like, he's 15 years old. Like it is easy to forget. And I know a lot of like, a lot of the Japanese leanings are the characters sound older. You'll have like this, like, you know, 15, 14-year-old who sounds like, I don't even know, like just this deep voice. But yeah, I think for the Western audiences, Crunchyroll and a lot of these companies try and still honor the age a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing, just when you say golden retriever energy, I remember everyone saying that Yuji was the walking green flag.
Yep.
After
Yes. Yeah, he's such a good boy. He really is such a good boy.
after that first episode of the Shibuya incident, I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
Totally. Are you talking about the episode where he sees oh shoot, what's her name?
Yes.
His junior high school? That episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were texting each other about that too.
It was so sweet. Honestly, like it's nice to have moments like that where we get a little character development that's like outside of the realm of like what's the big thing that's happening. So I really enjoyed those episodes. What was her name? Shoot. What was the girl's name? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh.
No, I forget.
No.
Oh, this is so bad. No,
I just watched that episode like a week ago too.
Really? Oh, I'll just like yell it out later during this interview.
That works.
Yeah.
So Adam, actually coming back to noticing when things are being translated and everything, and kind of like how the words are coming across. So you've done voice acting for Western television, and then you've also done, you know, dubbing over for anime. What differences have you found in that process of work, especially when it comes to like trying to make the animation essentially match up and make sense? Because like what do they call it, the flapping?
Yeah, the lip flaps. It's definitely hard. It's like the rubbing your stomach and patting your head at the same time kind of thing when you're dubbing, and especially when like we are so lucky to have the material that we have with JJK, because it's like some really grounded stuff. So we're getting to do like actually like grounded acting, not just super big over the top anime stuff. But the dubbing of it is hard. So with Western animation, I am pretty much free to do whatever I want with a script. And I don't mean like change words, but I mean like add stuff in between. So if there's like 2 lines, I can take a deep sigh in between, whatever. And then that's what gets animated. With the dubbing stuff, it's completely different. It's already finished. So I always say it's like acting in a box. We just we know where we start, we know where we stop, and you have to do everything in there. So with these scenes that were like really heavy emotional stuff, it was hard, and not everything that I did was the same. Meaning, sometimes I really like to go through and like take a whole chunk and go through the whole chunk at the same time, so that I can feel sort of the ebbs and flows of the scene, or if it needs to build to a certain point, like it's happening naturally. But some of those emotional beats and scenes in season 2 were like, it was just so hard the way they were cutting. I'm sure you guys heard about like they were saying that like a lot of the stuff was animation wise was coming out so fast, and people were like rushing to get stuff done, that like it wasn't always necessarily like totally finished or whatever. Well, what I noticed, like being in the booth, watching the Japanese and then saying, okay, go, and then having to like fill it in, was there was so much stuff that was like not even synced up in the Japanese, meaning like the scene where Megami and Itadori are fighting the old dude. And like, you know, you have like the rabbit, the fleeing hares thing and all that stuff. I think this is the scene. Yuji launches a car.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a scene where he launches a car, and the Junya Inoki, the voice actor in Japanese, he goes and throws it, but Yuji's mouth is completely closed. So then, of course, when we're dubbing it, we can't necessarily honor what he did because it doesn't look right. So then people would be like, that doesn't even match. So there is actually a lot of instances where that's the case. And in a way, like, I get it from a directorial standpoint. In the Japanese, they're able to like the acting is sort of guiding what happens, and a good acting choice might trump an animation flub. But I guess, like, when we dub it, they're trying to like honor exactly what's on the screen, because it's kind of the only time we have to do anything, if that makes sense. So yeah, this season especially was just tough, and we were kind of using all the tools that we have in order to make lines work and fit and stuff like that. I think there was a couple of like slight misses in the dub as far as like not line delivery from like a direction standpoint, because that's always subjective. Some people will say it's great and some people will hate it. But like little things like when Nanami says, when he's got the dude by his hair, and he's like, give me the names and locations of your ally. That dub audio went viral on TikTok, not for a good reason, because they're trying to like fit stuff in that is important to the story, but it's only, the English translation is so much longer than what maybe it would take, to say in Japanese. So
yeah,
it's tricky. It's all tricky. It's so much fun, but it's tricky.
I don't know why people were paying attention to that part of that scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't tell you what was said.
Say it.
Like, if you're critiquing this moment, you are not nearly as thirsty as you need to be.
Yeah, you're not watching correctly.
We have other problems to discuss.
Yeah, exactly.
I need you to reevaluate your priorities.
Yeah.
So it was actually at New York Comic Con. I was talking to Ryan Colt Levy just at his table, and I don't know how we got on the topic, but it's now a question that I kind of ask everybody that I talk to. Especially with like Western audiences and their love of anime, I know that one of the biggest things that I love is that it seems that characters in anime are allowed to be more emotional, particularly the men, where in Western media, it's, they're stoic, they're not allowed to cry, but you watch an anime and the men are crying and or anything like that. And do you kind of find that to be the same, that people are allowed to be more emotionally free in anime versus Western media, and maybe that's what resonates with people over here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like when I worked on Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which was the Disney show that I did, that character, Marco Diaz, was a very well-rounded, emotionally driven, not driven, but emotional character. Like he didn't have the same kind of qualities that we typically see in Western animation. Although I do think you are right. Like, we do see that very commonly in Western animation. But, I've been watching, oh crap, what's it called? Invincible. There you go. I'm like, I literally have like Invincible stuff on my wall. I was just blanked. I've been watching Invincible, and like Steven Yeun's character does and has some amazing emotional work in that. So, maybe that's because of anime and just like where things, are going. I think historically in Western animation, it's made for a younger audience. So we just don't get to the time in people's lives where, like, as far as characters go, that we see that. It's always like prepubescent, like 11 to 13, 14-year-old main characters. Whereas, like, even though Yuji's 15, like, we're starting to get into like the teen years, and, like in Japan, a 15-year-old, the sensibilities of a 15-year-old in Japan might be different than like, what the network execs see as a 15-year-old here in the West. So yeah, I think, it's a really cool thing that we're seeing, in that we get to see in anime, and sort of like one of the things that happened because of COVID and everyone sitting at home during 2020 is like, people started consuming a lot wider array of media, and anime being one of them, even though it was, already popular. But I just feel like anime, so many more people are talking about it, watching it these days. And I do think a lot of that is because when we were sitting at home, we needed something else. So, yeah, it's cool. It'll be cool to see how the trend continues to infiltrate Western media. I think there's no question that it will. I think that a lot of these big companies, like you even see now, like Disney getting involved in anime and licensing some projects to have on Disney Plus and Hulu, which they need to figure out how to do it a little bit better, but but yeah. So I do think we're going to see more of that kind of character quality, and all that. Plus, a lot of the anime stories are just, a lot of shonen anime is like, how can I be stronger? How can I rise up? And that is something a lot of people can relate to. And yeah, I think emotionality or being emotional is kind of like required to do that. So
before I ask my next question, I just need to say, because I saw your tweet the other day too, and you just mentioned it, I am devastated.
I'm so annoyed.
I am devastated. I have been texting her constantly, just saying where's the stub? Where's the stub? Where's the news? Come on.
Yeah. I know it's goofy. I mean, look, I don't obviously know the inner workings, and they could very well be, actually talking about it. But the last I heard, there's no plans to dub it. I don't know why. If you ask me candidly about why I think Tokyo Revengers Season 3 is not being dubbed, I think it's because it was not marketed properly. I feel like if you even knew that it was on Hulu, Season 2, that if you search Tokyo Revengers on Hulu, it would only show the Japanese. And a lot of people who watch the dub, you actually have to search Tokyo Revengers dub or Tokyo Revengers English to find the English, because they're on two different pages. So they acquired their new property. They didn't market it and just hoped it would do good. And then, they lost so much viewership that, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't viable. I don't know. It's all speculation. I'm just an actor. I don't truly know, but what I've been told is no plans to dub season 3.
Well, I hope things change, because it was not the same watching those episodes, not hearing you as Chifu. So
thank you. Was he in it a lot? Season 3? I haven't watched yet. I refuse to watch it until I know if it's getting.
He has some good scenes.
He does.
Yeah. So it's because I watch subbed and dubbed, but Tokyo Revengers I watch specifically dubbed, and so it's just very weird to switch back.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a little fan dub edit and just post it on my TikTok or something. He has got a monologue or something. Just hey, since it's not getting dubbed, here you go.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
What are they going to do? Fire me from Season 3 of Tokyo Revengers that's not even being dubbed anyway?
Exactly.
Don't post this. You can post it. It's fine. Just don't tag Disney.
So in other news, how do you keep track of the library of voices in your head? Because the concept of doing that to me is unfathomable.
Yeah. I have notes. When I come up with a new voice. A lot of times queuing into voices is done with a trigger line or a specific line, oh man, I like boba, or whatever actually. And I do, whatever it may be. But then also I don't know, I probably could be doing an even more thorough job of that. I have thought about it at times. Maybe I should have an Excel document with voices and how I got to them and stuff like that. But a lot of my auditions, if there's artwork or whatever, I'm kind of just finding it in the booth, finding what feels comfortable and sustainable and healthy. I don't want to hurt myself or anything like that. So yeah, anime's been interesting though. I've always been kind of a more character-y kind of voice actor. And I mean, Itadori is my voice. Chifu is my voice. Jono from Bungo Stray Dogs is my voice. I don't really like, I mean, it's like slight variations. Like Jono is like, he's like slightly higher when he talks and a little bit more eloquent. But for the most part, like, you know, I'm not doing some crazy change, which it's been cool. It's been fun. Fun doing it like that too.
I'm excited because Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash is out this week.
Yes.
Have
it's
you
so
had
fun.
Finally.
Yes. We played it at New York Comic Con. I'm assuming you've also played it.
Yep.
So what are your first thoughts on the game?
So Bandai had me and Robbie and KG and Ann, so me, Gojo, Nobara, and Megami go, and we got to team up with each other and then kick each other's butts, and it was so much fun. I don't know, like, I know that there's not like co-op, like you can't be in the same room playing against each other, but for online stuff, it's actually so much fun. The animation I think is really fun, like the little cutscenes when you do special moves. Yeah, we had a really good time. Panda is totally overpowered, so if you want to just like beat everybody, play as Panda.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Sukuna was really like hard to control, which makes sense. What else? Yuji's super fun. He's good. Nobara has some rangy attacks, so you can you throw up some nails and hit him with your hammer from far away. So you could just like, if someone is powerful like Panda, you can just run and throw things until he calms down. But yeah, it's really cool. My pick for unassuming, really fun characters to play is Eso and Kechisu. So you play as both of them, like you play as one of them, but Kechisu is there with you, and it was they're super fun.
I was actually surprised when I saw that they were added, because like I've been following, making sure, because remember Katie, for a while I was worried. I was like, where's Nanami?
Yeah, well, that was the big concern.
Come on.
Nanami and Yuta were big concerns.
Those were the musts. So who, if you're playing at home, who are you picking to play with, and who are you picking as the buddy character?
Ooh, it's really hard not to pick myself. It's really hard not to pick myself. But just for the sake of like mixing it up, I would probably pick. I had a lot of fun playing as Toto. Also, I would probably pick Toto, and then my buddy character would be. Okay, so here's the thing. I could talk about this all day. So here's the thing. You can pick an unlikely partner like Eso and Kechisu, and like that they could still work together and work in tandem. But certain characters that like go together, like Itadori and Toto, have unique animations that actually like go together.
And
it's really cool. Yeah, so it kind of depends on like what you want to achieve. I think it would be really fun. Like I would probably play as Toto and then maybe pick Yuji as my like partner. Yuta was like okay. The gameplay for Yuta was like okay. Like Yuta's really cool, but then the thing is, for Rika to come out, which makes Yuta totally OP, your partner has to be getting his butt kicked. And Rika like gets mad because she like wants to help him. So like you kind of you kind of have to like lose a little so that you can get powerful then to win. But then like I don't know, it was getting Rika out was like a little complicated. And then who else? Geto is like so OP also, but really hard to control. Jogo was really fun. But yeah, you with Toto, I was dominating as Toto. Because he has a move where you throw a rock with cursed energy, and then he boogie woogies himself to where the rock is. So you can throw it at somebody, and then he boogie woogies and then punches them in the head.
Oh, nice!
It's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So excited.
When we played,
it's super fun.
when we played, we only got to test with the core 4. So
Okay.
I'm excited to explore everyone else.
Everyone else.
Mhm.
Did you guys have like a person you liked the most from the
I mean,
core
I'm a
4?
Gojo girly forever.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to be playing as Megami every time. So
Yeah, Megami. I think he was like one that I didn't play with, obviously because Robbie was there and he was playing him the whole time. But I'm trying to think if I ever played as Megami. I think his frogs come out, right?
yes, they did.
I feel like I kept getting trapped in that. Yeah, yeah, that's so fun. It's so cool. It's also like a good time for it to come out too, because season 2's over. We're all kind of like, okay, like what's our next piece of like JJK content, and the cutscenes and stuff, the story mode. It's basically a retelling of season 1, but there are some extra like little things that aren't in the anime that are in the game. So yeah, it'll be fun to have like some extra stuff.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love that. All right. So we know from personal experience that you collect Pokemon cards.
Yes.
Is this a newer hobby, or did you collect them as a kid?
Okay, so I was probably like just slightly too old when I was a kid for them to be like something that I actively collected. But my little sister did, and I was the kid who like kept all my toys in the packaging and like made sure everything was pristine because I wanted to keep it forever. So like I have like even you can see over here, like this is my turtle van from when I was like 8 years old, and it's complete. There's not anything missing. All the stickers are like perfectly placed. Like I have a bunch of stuff from when I was a kid. But I didn't collect Pokemon cards at that time. And truthfully, like, I mean, I played the games. So like I played on my Game Boy, I played Red and Blue. And I watched the anime like in the early days of the anime. But I didn't really start collecting Pokemon cards until more recently. And it's because the 151 set that came out is just, it's perfect. It's like the perfect set in my opinion. It's got all the classics. So like the ones that everyone knows. There's not like all the newer gen stuff. Like I am an old guy. Like I just don't know them. I just don't, and I don't want to. Like I want to know.
There's too much now.
There's too many. But I really like the old school stuff. So 151 was just like such a cool set to me. So I started opening the Japanese version, and then I found out that the Japanese boxes come with a Master Ball Holo. So like it's and those are only one per box, and there's 153 of them, and the boxes are crazy expensive. But I was like, if I can just maybe trade my way or whatever. So I'm actually right here. That is a case of 12 boxes, and there's another box under it that's off screen of Pokemon 151.
Oh, it
Japanese.
looks like my basement.
Yes.
My basement. My fiance literally has tubs and tubs and tubs full of just like unopened sealed like.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Actually, sorry, it's a little messy in my room. Can you see? Or actually, you can't see it. But that white, that's the cap of a lid. That is a sealed ETB of Shining Legends, and then under it is a Champion's Path, and then I just traded a XY Evolutions box for a bunch of Master Balls. Like I'm trying to get every card of Japanese 151, including there are so they have the regular reverse foil, they have the Pokeball foil, and then they have the Master Balls. The Pokeballs have an error version of each card. Where like the way the Pokeball was like printed on is an error, and I already have the whole entire set. Like so it's a problem. It's a problem. Honestly, that 151 set, if I can complete it with all the Master Balls and everything, it'll be like I don't even know, like that'll be like a 10K set. Like I would probably be able to like sell that for like 10K.
Yeah.
Right now. So.
But would you?
Heck no.
No.
Heck no. No. I've been like, so this is my new thing. It's really funny is I've been just bartering and trading for everything. So it's like, okay, I have this, I'll give you this if you give me that. And I'm doing the thing where you like start with a paperclip and you end up with a Porsche. Like that's basically what I'm doing.
Then you're not spending money. It's fine. It's like it's free.
For the most part. I did spend money on the sealed boxes, but other than that, and every day I walk past them and I'm like, there's Master Balls in there. Maybe I should just crack these cases.
Yeah,
but no,
I literally have to talk my fiance out of opening some of them. I'm like, no, just
It's
buy.
so fun.
Just it's what is it, $90 for this one card? Just buy the card. Like,
It's true. Honestly, it's true. Better than taking a chance. Because I've also been opening OP05, the One Piece cards, which is also I'm addicted right now. So I don't know. It's so hard.
We just did our Christmas. We got together like 2 weeks ago, and she came in with how many we had. She had a bunch of packs of JJK cards.
I don't even know, like, I mean, they're just like some like cheap cards online, but like we had so much fun just opening them and like trading cards.
It's so fun. It's so fun. There's a buddy of mine. He owns a card store, collectibles. He's got Funkos and stuff. It's called Pure Joy Toys in San Antonio, Texas. He's a great dude. His name's Ian. And I did a signing in his shop back in sometime end of last year, or maybe July or August or something. And I text him probably like more than I text anyone else. And I'm just like, yo, do you get this? Do you get this? When's your restock of this? And he'll ask me like, oh, do you have this? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. I'll send you this. And then next thing you know, he's like, I got a restock of One Piece. Like, do you want any? And he's giving me good deals. And I can't stop right now.
You can't say no if it's a deal.
Right. I mean, look at the room. Look at our space. You're talking to like the wrong person.
I know. No. This is no. You are my people. I don't want to be discouraged. I want to be encouraged. I want to be told, oh, it's fine. Investing in cardboard. That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, all right, so what's your current favorite card?
Oh, my current favorite card?
Yeah, you know, the one that maybe your Grail card, your unicorn.
Let me think about this. I mean, the Master Balls are really hard to get, and I have a cute little Charmander that was given to me. That is a really cool one. I'm currently in talks with somebody. I'm trying to do a trade for a PSA 10 of I think it's called Uyama or Oyama. It's basically like they had these Japanese vending machine Pokemon cards that you could only get in the vending machines back in the day. And it's a specific artist, and he has a Pikachu that he did. That's just like kind of a quirky looking card. And I think the card goes maybe for like 700, 750. So I'm trying to like see what I can do to try and get that. That maybe that would be my.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know.
So as we are talking about our inability to say no to buying cool shiny things, what
You're
else?
like, this is the part of the interview where I try and sell you stuff. Like, I'll take it.
What else do you like collecting besides Pokemon cards?
Cool. So art. A lot of this stuff behind me is commissions. This is a commission of a print that I actually have on my table. This is a print commission right here of Invincible and Spider-Man half and half by Ryan Otley, who's like the comic book artist who did he did Hulk and Spider-Man, but he also did a lot of the early Invincible stuff. You can see some graded comics. So I collect graded comics. I really love like screen printed and whatnot, like movie posters or like different posters. So Mondo has a lot of cool posters.
Yeah,
I'm into that. What else? Toys. There's toys over here. This is actually a box full of Funkos, and I'm like, I like Funko. There's a bunch up there too. I have a whole other cool case that's on this side that you can't see, and then another one on this side. I have like my JJK shelf over here that has a bunch of stuff. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm still 1 foot in and 1 foot out on Funkos, but I have a lot of really valuable ones that I've also just like traded at conventions where like a vendor will come up and ask me to sign something, and then instead of charging them, we'll trade for some like, $300-$400 Funko or something like that. So I kind of like, I've been having a lot of fun just like I said, bartering and trading. So if someone sees something in the back and they're like, hey, I noticed on stream you have that's a Luffy New York Comic Con, like New York Comic Con Luffy, like, would you be willing to trade? I'm like, what do you got? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Seems like fun. So yeah, so toys, a lot of vintage toys. You can't see them because they're over here, but there is actually one like right above my finger right here. So that's a That's a Funko prototype
Mhm.
of a character from Star versus the Forces of Evil. So that's sort of been another like fun thing to get into is the prototypes of the
Yeah.
Funkos because they're a lot harder to get. And you kind of have to know an artist or like somebody who knew an artist or get it from a reputable source because they're easily faked. But I have two Yuji prototypes from Funkos that he had. And one of them is the one where he's holding the Slaughter Demon, which was the San Diego Comic-Con Yuji.
Mhm.
That was the first JJK pop that ever came out. And then I also have the one from New York Comic-Con. So I've always got my eye out for those. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of NECA action figures, like Ninja Turtle action figures over here. In the back, you can kind of see right here. That's my original VHS of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from when I was a kid.
That's
Of the
awesome.
movie. So I still have that. And then it's hard to see, but like right back here, these are sealed boxes of. In 2021, Playmates re-released the 1980s Ninja Turtles, but like in almost the original packaging. And so I have those signed by the 4 actors, like the 4 OG Ninja Turtle actors.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I like walking in this room. It makes me happy. I kind of collect whatever. Yeah. Whatever like is, I don't know, whatever I'm feeling, I guess. So
Yeah. I love walking in here. I get super happy. I have cases all over there too. You can't see them either.
Yep, yeah. The whole other side of my room looks like this too.
it's so awesome. Honestly, like I love going to people's houses too who have like, collections and just like looking. And even my stuff. Like I know I'm one of those people like the room could be a disaster to everyone else's eye, but I'll know exactly where everything is. But I still come in here and just like look and see like, oh, okay, cool. Like, oh yeah, I remember, like, I don't know.
I do the
like,
same thing.
Yeah.
I stare at my stuff all the time.
Yep. Just sit in my chair like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I constantly have my Pokemon and One Piece binder on my lap. Just like, okay, cool. Oh yeah, right. I forgot. I need to get that one, like just like looking through stuff. So
like a grandparent looking at photos of their grandchildren.
Totally. Totally. It's so fun.
Okay. It's kind of switching gears. I think fall and winter anime seasons have been insane.
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching anything currently? Or what are you planning to watch?
Right now, I'm not watching anything.
That's
I've
fair.
been in the JJK bubble. And since coming out of it, like I said, I've felt like I just need a little break. I do want to check out Zom 100 at some point. I think that's fun. Mashal, I would be down to.
It's so good.
Is it?
Okay.
It's so good.
It's so good.
There's a specific reason I need to start watching it just so I can have an awareness for some reason.
If you need a palate cleanser, like if you're feeling that is the show.
Nice.
It's got the best jokes. Mash it's impossible not to love him wholeheartedly. No, I don't think I've ever laughed as hard at an anime as I did with Mashal. And I watched the dub because Alex is Mash and he's fantastic. And he kills it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, he's a buddy. So I definitely want to check it out. I know Solo Leveling has a lot of hype right now, but also when there's like hype trains, I kind of just like, I don't know. I'd rather just go watch something else. But again, Alex is Jinu, and I think that's how you say it, right? Jinu. So I'm sure at some point I'll check that out too. So
he does a great job in that role.
Yeah. Is he I guess he's both of those guys. That's awesome.
Watch and find out.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
You have any other recs for me? Anything else that you're like, you should watch this?
I'm huge into Shangri-La Frontier.
I've heard good things.
We watched the newest one last night, and for like, I think it's been consistently like the last 3 to 4 episodes, I have screamed at my TV when the credits come on, because I'm very mad that it's over.
Is it like trauma, or is it like I don't want to be sad anymore? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. It's hilarious. It's another funny one, and it's like a video game one, but I think Solo Leveling is, but that one has some trauma involved. No trauma here.
It's
no
heavy.
trauma here. There's like the cutest little rabbit, and the guy wears like a bird mask. It's amazing, and no, I have not felt the slightest bit of sadness watching that show.
Okay.
I would also highly suggest Bukigiri. I think I pronounced that right.
That's new, right? Like it just came out?
It's. I think we're what are we 3 episodes in now? It is so chaotic and so funny. I love Tokyo Revengers, so I was immediately like, all right, what is this new delinquent anime? Mm-hmm. It's so ridiculous and so good.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I just saw like I think Rico Fajardo is one of the main people in that.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Would recommend.
Okay. Yeah, I've got some homework to do. Once I'm ready to get back out there, guys. I've just been taking it easy.
You deserve a break.
You deserve a break.
I've been letting my heart heal, you know?
Yeah.
God, I hope you're not reading along.
Oh, with JJK?
Yeah.
Oh no, I am. No.
Well, that's why you're still hurting.
Yeah, no, I am.
That's not going to help anything.
Listen, I'm all in on it. That's why I'm saying, like, when season 2 ended, I was like, it's all over my. I can't scroll through TikTok without seeing JJK stuff. Although there's this one account. It's this girl. Her name's like Maisie, Mazieee or something like that. And her JJK theories are amazing. Like, truly amazing. Like, she's breaking things down in a way that, like, I don't know, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend looking at her stuff. I have to
tread carefully with theories. I'm not going to spoil why, but I can't give myself too much hope. You know, we can't say why. You know,
your heart can't.
But here's the thing. I do feel like there are a lot of people who make theories to find ways to cope with certain things. And then it's like, well, maybe if this, blah, 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 blah. But like her stuff is a deep dive into, like, she'll like assess every word of like an interview that came out with Gege. And then she'll be like, oh, he's saying this because, you know, the lore of JJK is based on this. Well, let's go look at actual history. This tribe that this is based on, like there's like she's mind blowing, and it's actually like really, really cool. I couldn't do one of the videos justice, but basically there's a theory she has about how Sukuna and Itadori are related and where it comes from, including like breaking down where Sukuna's markings come from, and they're based on this tribe. And like, this isn't maybe not totally 100% accurate because I don't remember the video exactly, but basically like the type of people in the tribe, or like the head of the tribe or somebody, is called Itadori Maru or something like that. Literally, like, Itadori is the first part of the name, and you're like, this is not a coincidence. Like, clearly, like, there is a connection here, but she connects it to like actual stuff and bases her theories on where the lore goes and how that might fit and correlate to the story of JJK. It's so fascinating. It's so the people like this blow my mind, because, you know, everyone's like, oh, this person is not actually this, or this person's not, like, but the way this person breaks things down, it's like, it's really cool.
Yeah. You're going to make me download TikTok?
Really cool. Just DM me, and then I'll send you, when I see videos, I'll just link you so you can watch it. You can watch it in a web browser.
That's what I do. Okay.
That's what I do. That I have to literally I have to download the videos and send them to her, because I'm like, she's going to hate it if I send her the TikTok link.
That's hilarious. No, you're gonna web browser it, but it's worth it, I promise.
All right. Coming back to JJK and some character lore. Mm-hmm. I read the character guide, and it says that Yuji's special skill is impersonations.
Oh, okay.
What's your best impersonation?
Oh, great!
It can't even be one of your characters. Like, don't even try to pull it.
No cheating.
I can do it. You can do a really good Yuji.
So bad. I'm so bad at this. I could do Jay Baruchel, who voices Hiccup and How to Train Your Dragon. Also, I will say I have been hired and have done many jobs, many, like 2, 3, which for a voice actor is a lot. No, as Justin Timberlake and I have a very similar, like natural sound. Like my voice is very close to his. So if you close your eyes and you picture Justin Timberlake, like the way he talks is like a little bit like he's got like a little bit of swagger when he talks, but this is pretty much how Justin Timberlake talks. Isn't that, it's crazy.
I'm not going to be able to listen to you the same way again now.
Also,
I'm not going to be able to watch Trolls the same way.
Okay, so listen, if you ever watched the movie he did, Runner Runner, do you remember this movie? He did a movie called Runner Runner. If you ever watch Runner Runner on TV and they changed all the bad words from like the actual bad words to like those stupid words that they make you say when you're watching a show on TV, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did all of those.
Oh my God.
That's me. That is me saying shoot and frick. And also, those sessions are horrible. I mean, they're great. They're great money, and I'm always thankful to be working. But you know how like sometimes when you're watching those movies and they are changing the bad words, and you're like, who comes up with this stuff? Like, no one says this. Yeah. That's exactly how they feel when they're directing it. They're like, look, we've said frick so many times. Can you just say like Fugelba? You know, like and you're like, what? That's not. No one says that. And they're like, just do it. All right.
That's amazing.
I'm so bad at impressions.
It's okay. You're better than me, so
hey,
I can't do any.
I don't believe it. I believe it.
Well, now we know we can go watch a movie and that features you impersonating Justin Timberlake. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I think it might be time for our rapid fire round.
Yeah.
What do you think, Katie?
Yeah, it's the best part. So they're just it's a myriad of questions here. They do not have one subject. It's just wild, and it's the first thing that pops in your head.
All right.
If you could join any existing anime currently airing or finished as a voice actor in a new role, you're not taking anybody else's, what are you joining?
Demon Slayer.
Yes.
All right. Who is your starter Pokemon out of the original 3?
Bulbasaur.
That's mine too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Charmander girl. Okay.
I like Charmander, but
yeah.
the Thin Mints.
Yes.
Oh, this is a win for us today.
Lightsaber color.
This is rapid fire. Okay, look, I feel like I'm supposed to say blue, but I think I'm just going to say yellow. Like, I want something a little different.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I can see yellow.
All right. You can visit any fantasy universe. Where are you going?
Fantasy universe? Oh no, I'm stumped. What do I pick? I don't really care about Harry Potter. I don't care about Lord of the Rings.
Oh no.
I know.
I'm
I'm just kidding. I do. I care about it, but like being
signing
there,
off.
you know what I mean? Here's the thing. I don't like having dirty feet and walking around barefoot. That's my only reasoning for not wanting to go to the Lord of the Rings. Fantasy universe. I would. Okay, it's supposed to be rapid fire, which means I can't think about it. So this is not really a fantasy universe, but wherever Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan took place, I want to go there.
All right, fair. All right.
I just want to.
You did it.
People. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully this next one is easier. Leather or denim jacket?
Dang it! I'm a sweatshirt guy.
All right, that's acceptable.
How soft is the denim?
Real soft,
like
buttery.
stretchy, like nice and
stretchy.
Well, yeah, it's got a little give. You know,
a little give. Okay, I'm gonna pick denim. All
right, Crocs. Yes or no?
No. I know. I'm sorry, but here's the thing: I've never worn them. I'm sure I could be converted.
You can.
Also, why didn't they make the Yuji ones in adult sizes? That makes me upset.
That's true. I did notice that.
Yeah.
All right, pick one Tokyo Revengers character that isn't Chifuyu to be your sidekick.
Mikey.
Oh,
yeah.
That's gonna make her happy.
Yeah. Mikey.
Are you gonna wear Nanami's glasses or Gojo's blindfold?
Nanami's glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have 2 eyes, not 6, so I would just it would just not work out. I mean, I don't know what Nanami's prescription is. You know, it would be really funny if he just had the worst eyes ever. Like if I put on his prescription and just immediately threw up because of how bad they were. Yeah. Like the man, like everyone's like, oh, he's so perfect. But like, you don't know that he actually has like if you take off his glasses, like one eye crosses and he just cannot see at all.
This poor man. All right, last one. Who would win in a fight? Yuji, Chifuyu, or Jono?
I feel like Yuji would totally win.
Right.
Well,
I mean, definitely against Chifuyu.
Chifuyu would put up a good fight.
He would not back. He wouldn't give up. He would just keep going.
Yeah, until
but
he's
also like
unconscious.
Yeah, but he's knockoutable. I mean, Jono, honestly, like Jono would have some interesting looks for Yuji, but I just think Yuji. This is a slight spoiler for from the manga, from something that was said recently. But he's got an invincible soul, and I think that is just so freaking cool. So it's hard to bet against Itadori.
He's left, right, good night, Itadori for a reason.
Left, right, good night. Yep.